through their state legislatures and without regard to the federal government, the people can demand a convention to propose amendments that can and will reverse any trends they see as fatal to true representative government. Dwight Eisenhower, 1963. A resolution applying for a convention of the states under Article 5 of the United States Constitution and for other purposes. Whereas the founders of the Constitution of the United States empowered state legislatures to be guardians of liberty against future abuses of power by the federal government. And whereas the federal government has created a crushing national debt through improper and imprudent spending. And whereas the federal government has invaded the legitimate roles of the states through the manipulative process of federal mandates, most of which are unfunded to a great extent. And whereas the federal government has ceased to live under a proper interpretation of the Constitution of the United States, and whereas it is the solemn duty of the states to protect the liberty of our people, particularly for the generations to come, by proposing amendments to the Constitution of the United States through a convention of the states under Article 5 of the United States Constitution to place clear restraints on these and related abuses of power. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the General Assembly of Georgia that the General Assembly of the State of Georgia hereby applies to Congress under the provisions of Article 5 of the Constitution of the United States for the calling of a convention of the states limited to proposing amendments to the United States Constitution that impose fiscal restraints on the federal government, limit the power and jurisdiction of the federal government, and limit the terms of office for its officials and for members of Congress. The state of Georgia has opened the door, but now it's up to us, the people, to move through it. Go to conventionofstates.com and find out how you can get involved in your state to call the convention.